Now, as I sit here, I look around and I see, well, I've got a brand new computer, new camcorder, a little bit of an improved lighting setup, and I also think to myself, I've got a lot of glitches in my system. My usual layout, my usual setup for filming might not work like it used to. I might have to completely change the format of Plastic Addict in order to record anything new. And overall, I'm not really sure how I'm going to get it all done and make it fit in with all the old episodes. So hey, why not try something risky? Now, I said a while back that I can't really keep doing toy reviews for Plastic Addict and expect it to last me. I mean, I will run out of material. So this time I'm bringing you something a little bit different. And I guess, in a way, you could call it a tribute to Mike Mozart. Who's Mike Mozart? Hey, if you like this video, please give it 5 stars. I really appreciate those 5 stars. Yeah, you recognize him now, don't you? Now, whether you like him or not, you have to admit the guy is the biggest toy reviewer on YouTube. He doesn't just review Transformers like me, he does it all. And without a doubt, his most popular ones are his fail toys. Now, he doesn't target Transformers because apparently he doesn't think anything is wrong with them. I am here to wholeheartedly disagree, as you would expect me to. So today, in tribute to him and to present you something a little bit different, I now present to you the top 5 inappropriate Transformers. Now, just to clarify a little bit, by inappropriate I don't mean there was something overtly done intentionally, or there's some reason the toy was recalled or otherwise was unpresentable. These are more along the lines of something is really not quite right with it. If you do something in the wrong order, or this piece or this kibble is left just this way, there are problems. Now, it's going to be a little bit more risque than my usual stuff, so those of sensitive nature, But this is just me trying to be really goofy and funny for once. So, let's kick it off. Number 5. This one has a lot of choices because this one is about things ending up in very incorrect spots between the toy's legs. Now, this is usually with jets with cockpits, or this is with toys with inappropriately placed tails, and then there's just some very unusually placed gimmicks. Yeah, I'm sure he's just cold. But regardless, there's one that stands out, the only one that could possibly win this category, and it is Generation 1 Scattershot. Now, in and of itself, this toy doesn't have any real problems. In fact, there isn't anything you could really do to it that would make it inappropriate unless you transformed him in the wrong direction. You see, there isn't really anything restricting him from transforming in certain ways. In fact, because of the legs on the inside here being caved out or hollowed out on one side, you think you're supposed to fold the leg like that. And that gives you a bad impression of which direction the toy is supposed to be transformed in. And unfortunately, that leads to a few kibble issues. Yeah, I don't know why this could have been prevented. Why wasn't this stopped? I mean, you could have blocked something off. I mean, something could have been made so it didn't fold that direction. I mean, but that's quite obscene. Especially when you remember his gimmick. That's painful to imagine. Number 4. Armada Hot Shot. Yeah, I know most of us have been here before, but for the uneducated, let me go over it just one more time, because I love picking on this thing. I'll take any excuse to do it. This is probably one of the worst toys I've ever come across. Easily one of the worst in the Armada line. This is made very, very bad when you realize that his gimmick is in his ass. See the lovely power link peg sticking right out of his buttocks. Which means, yes, you know what's coming. The Minicon has to plug into his ass in order to launch his gimmick. Oh, and what kind of lovely gimmick do we have for shoving a helicopter up his ass? It's a spring-up cannon. Yeah, making a cannon spring up isn't indecent in the least. Now, the gimmick pretty much ruins the whole toy because it takes away waist, neck articulation, it hampers the shoulders, and it's really way too complicated. I mean, half the gimmick is the toy itself. I mean, it's horrible. Number 3, Transmetal 2 BlackArachnia. Now, this is the one time Hasbro had to go back and fix something that's wholly inappropriate for its inevitable re-release. In this case, BotCon RC. What was so wrong with it? Well, unfortunately I can't properly demonstrate it because my figure is missing a piece. This one had a purple chest armor. Unfortunately, that chest armor was removable. The pegs holding it onto the chest weren't all that strong. So basically, you strip her top off, and what you're left with are robo nipples. What were you thinking? You couldn't put the peg holes anywhere else. I mean, in the middle, below there, on top of there, right in the middle of her nipple, right in the middle of her boobs. Who thought that was a good idea? Who didn't see that in the planning stage? Or was it some, like, joke? It's like the mouth behind MP Optimus Prime's faceplate. I mean, no one's gonna see it, so let's just make something goofy. They had to go back and not only mold those holes out of her boobs. I keep wanting to say something worse here, but it's a toy, so I'm being a little cautious. They had to go back and remold her chest when they released her for BotCon, completely remove the armor because she's got nipples. I don't even want to go into it any farther. Well, they aren't bad, I gotta admit. Number 2, Beast Machine's Cheetor. Yeah, I'm willing to bet most of you were expecting the Supreme. No, we'll get to that one eventually. No, here we have the Mega. Now, this particular one, it's actually not as bad as the Supreme. It's still not good. I'll probably be reviewing it in full at a later date. Unfortunately, he's one of those hampered by a gimmick that I don't think they really thought out very well, which is kind of the whole Beast Machine's theme, I think. For him, it's a claw swiping action. In Beast mode, it looks great when he's fanning off enemies, clawing and ripping at them, and it works really well. Then you get to robot mode, and the gimmick still works. And unfortunately, if you have the toy situated incorrectly, you get... Yeah, I'm just going to let this mental image sink in for a little bit. I blame you, Bob Skir. And the number 1 most inappropriate Transformer ever is Beast Wars 10th Anniversary Megatron. Now I'm sure a lot of you saw this one coming, but for those who are uninitiated, oh, you are in for a treat. This particular toy was first released as a brand new mold in the Beast Wars 10th Anniversary series. It is a kind of mini representation of the original Megatron with a bunch of techno detail, because it got released in Cybertron 2. So there's two toys that bear this very unfortunate condition. Now, the toy itself is pretty good, except for, once again, we're dealing with an inappropriately placed gimmick. And yeah, like Armada Hot Shot, we're going back to the rectum. Yeah, you see that? That's a cyber key location. Yep, right there, right up his ass. Now, I can describe Armada Hot Shots as plugging a minicon onto his ass. This one is a cyber key slot, so you literally have to shove something up his ass. It is not any kind of exaggeration or any kind of comedic effect to call it that. That's literally what you have to do. And it has to be this little green key. I'm going to so regret this. I can't do this without feeling dirty. I mean, this is absolutely wrong. This never should have gone through the design phase. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, it could have been here on the side. They might have even been able to work it in on the top. Why it had to go up that direction, I don't know. And when you do that, when you stick it in and actually activate the gimmick, oh god. Did it have to make something spring up that far? And to reveal a cannon, no less. I mean, if you want to go even further with this, there is nothing correct about this. There is nothing salvageable. This is horrible. I mean, I'm sure this has happened. I'm sure some parent took this toy away from them at some time because of this little gimmick. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. I am certain it has happened at least once. Totally inexcusable. I mean, you shouldn't even have a gimmick like that in the first place, let alone... I'm not even going to get into it any farther. Ladies and gentlemen, your #1 most inappropriate Transformer of all time, the Deluxe Megatron from Cybertron and Beast Wars 10th. The Sodomy Megatron. So that is my first top 5 list. Might be a little bit longer next time, because, you know, this time I guess I was feeling a little bit more generous than I should have. I mean, I can show more. Look, look. Dick joke. Huh? Bunny, he calls. Don't shoot off now. This is just my excuse to be juvenile, just this one time. But, who knows? I might do these kinds of top 5, top 10, however many I can fit in. Maybe a little bit more often. So until next time, when I have an actual review up, I am the Plastic Addict. I stay addicted so you... Wait, what's that noise? Cheetor, no!